Hello everyone, today we're playing Does Not Commute, which is a new game that just came out on the App Store a few days ago. Now I've got links to level 2 and 3 right down there. Now this game basically saves your history of where you're driving, so in the next car that you drive on that level, you have to make sure you don't hit the previous cars you were driving. Now, in this first car, the blue one, it's very easy, just go straight to it. Same as this one, you want to make sure you get that extra 10 times, 10 seconds, and you go right through there. Now this third one, we're going to come through this little gap right there and then make a left. And you'll see why in a bit, because that'll avoid another car that we might hit. And this one is actually backwards, so you want to touch your finger on the right side when you make this right turn. But since it's backwards, the same here. You want to touch the other side of the screen that you wouldn't think you would turn, but that's actually where you're going to turn. It's a little confusing, but when you get the hang of it, it's just a lot easier. And then there you want to make sure you get that other 10 seconds with the ice cream, I think it's ice cream truck. It's really slow, so try not to drive in the grass on that one. Now once you're in this yellow car, just drive straight towards it basically. You can cut through this corner like I did here in the bushes to save like a millisecond, maybe 1 second. And now we're going to be in the school bus. Now what I try to do is always just try to stay on the right side of the road. Most of the time when you stay on the right side of the road when you normally would, you're going to avoid the other cars. It just kind of works out that way, especially in the next coming levels. But it is a little tricky to keep these cars. And as you can see, I hit that school bus. And it makes a little screeching. All the kids are screaming in that bus. Make sure you get that 10 seconds. Now we got Turbo. Turbo's going to be very helpful in the next coming levels here. So we want to use Turbo for this truck and get that 10 second. And then what you can do sometimes is go into a bush if you're going too fast, and it will slow you down and you can get control. Here, do not use Turbo with this truck and cut through these houses to get that 10 second. And this one, once again, it's backwards. You can use Turbo and just come through here. You'll get the hang of driving on the other side because it is a little tricky at first. And then here, once again, Turbo and get the 3 20-second circles. I don't even know what they're called. And now we're on level 2. So for here, we're going to use Turbo again and come through here, squeeze through these 2 circular buildings. And you can use that wall, that gate, as a barrier so you don't go into the water. Now this one I do not use Turbo because it's a scooter, and we have to skid through there, which is very difficult, especially when you're in the scooter because the driving schemes are a lot different for each car and other things that you drive in the next coming levels. Once again here we're going to use Turbo, come through here and squeeze through that. And once again, it's really hard to get through there. So it's going to take you a while. This level is probably one of the hardest when you first start because you don't have all these other perks that you'll get. Here we're going to use Turbo as well. Come through there. It broke my car right there, but I was almost there and I'm like, whatever, I'll waste a few seconds just to get there. I don't want to do that again. This red car is very difficult. You don't want to use Turbo, especially going through there. You just want to, be normal and get that 10-second marker, and once again, cart is totaled before going through the next point. Here, I'm not using Turbo as well. This car's pretty fast on its own, and I'm going to come through, get that 10-second, but it got destroyed by not only the building, but that pink car. You're going to notice that basically every one of these cars that I do is like destroyed before going to the, the next mark. Here as well, you don't need Turbo, just make sure you get that 10-second marker. Now in the yellow car, do not use Turbo. You want to get this 10-second marker, and I hit that mini tree which destroyed my car. I could have done it again, but really, I do not want to have to do that again and when I break my car. Now here we get the traction control, which is really nice. So you can use traction control here and get this 20-second marker in a hard right turn. I didn't do the turn good enough, and I was on the other side of the street, but luckily I just went over this ramp, and I got through, wasting seconds, but it still got me through. And here as well, I do not use Turbo. I'm just trying to be safe, especially on this level, because, there's some other things we're going to get in the next level. I don't want to do a spoiler alert or anything if you haven't, but it'll help, and then you can come back here, and redo these levels to get more seconds. Now here, use traction control. Just come through, and we're going to squeeze through here because there's a little 10-second marker right there, and we get that. And on this cop car, you can use traction control or don't use Turbo because it's already fast enough. You just want to avoid all those cars. I lost in these videos it's edited, so there's some times where I had to restart a few times on each car. Here I use turbo in this yellowish car. I come through. Watch out for that truck. I nailed it, but I was almost there, so I'm like, whatever. And here we're going to also use turbo in this truck. Try to stay on the right side of the road. Like I've said, if you do that, it helps. If you just keep that mentality of always staying on the right side of the road, like in real life when you're driving, it just helps out. And you'll notice that you don't hit your cars as often. And there I got really lucky, just avoided every car, came here with the 20-second markers into the level 3. Now, in level 3, now you can see I edited it there. When it come through, we're still got that car, you can use turbo, get the 10-second marker, come through this street. And this next one, use traction control, because this turn's really hard. You're going to probably die a few times or restart a few times there, because that very first turn is really difficult. And once you get through, then you get through there. Now in this next one, I use turbo. Be careful on that turn, it's very difficult. You can drive on that little gate thing, but it's a little bumpy, and we come around all the way around to get the 20-second marker and then come through here. If you get good at it, you can do it, but once you first start playing this game, it's really hard to get used to the control of all these cars. Here I also use turbo. Come through, make a sharp turn there. Like when you're going across the map, you probably want to be using turbo because it's a long drive and it wastes seconds. And when you're doing straight runs like this one in the ice cream truck, you want to use turbo as well because it's really simple and you want to save as many seconds as possible. Now in this little go-kart buggy thing, we're going to use traction control because this bridge turn is really difficult if you're in turbo. You could try to not use anything, you might go a little bit faster, but I just like to use traction control if I'm not using turbo. Now we're in a boat, and there's 3 boats on this level. We're going to use turbo on this one. You're going to stay on the right and then go straight through the middle because there's going to be a few more boats we're going to be using, and we want to make sure they don't hit each other. Now in this little truck, use traction control, and as soon as you start, hold down the turn so you can get the 20-second marker right there in between the buildings, and then come through here and drive straight on through. Now we have armor. Now armor, I'll be honest, really don't use it that often when you're trying to get as many seconds as possible, but I may use it once if it's really needed. For this red car, I'm going to use turbo, get on this bridge right here, go off the ramp and get the 20-second marker. It's the only way you can get it because it's higher in the air. Even though it's an aerial view, you can't tell, but it's higher in the air, so if you drive on the beach there, you won't be able to get it. Now in the black car, we're gonna want to get that 10-second marker and use traction control because the black car goes fast already, and you're gonna squeeze through there. I broke my car, but I was already there, got through. Now we're in the second boat. We're gonna use turbo. Now I didn't cut this out because look, there's a pillar right there under the bridge that you can actually hit and destroy your boat. So be careful to avoid it, and also be careful to avoid the other boat that we drove straight through there. Now we're gonna use traction control on this one on the wooden bridge. Come through, make a right turn, and you also, you can drive on that gate. It doesn't really mess your car up, but you turn a little bit, so just be careful and come through there. Now, third boat, use turbo here. Now what we're going to do is hold down the left turn immediately and go through here. You can just jump right through the island thing, whatever it is. And now we're in our fourth boat. Also use turbo, come through. This one goes really fast, especially with turbo. And make a hard turn right there, or else you won't even get it and you'll have to do it all over again. Now the final one. Now you notice we didn't hit the boat there. I went through the water to save some time because the boat went over me. I broke my car right on that light, but I got through with 60 seconds, which is really good. Make sure you guys watch levels 4 through 6, and I'll catch you next time.